Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Howard Grant. I have something today that I want to show you. Alright, let's see if I got you aimed correctly. Go down a little bit. Come up. Alright, I think that'll work. What do we have here? We have a box. What could possibly be in this box? Gather around, folks. You may want your wives and children to look away. I don't know if you're ready for this. Alright. It's a weed whacker. But what it is it's a Ridgid brand of weed whacker. Something that they've just recently brought into the country, along with a chainsaw and a blower, I think, a couple of other things. But I decided to get rid of I'm going to get rid of my Husqvarna weed whacker because it's in the shop again. I say again, yeah, and they've had it for over a month now. And I'm just sick and tired of it. It's a fuel problem every single time. So, I'm going to try out this particular thing. Now, why did I choose this particular brand? Well, as you can probably see, I got a whole bunch of Ridgid brand batteries and other tools, so I said, well, I might as well just go with the Ridgid brand. The other reason I did that was let's see, what does it say down on the bottom? Now anyway, it says down here on the bottom, lifetime warranty. That means that if anything ever goes wrong with this thing, the service and the parts are free. I don't ever have to worry about it. Batteries, free. Once you buy them. That's a hell of a deal. I mean, I don't know how the heck they can do it other than they're good quality tools. Alright, so a little interesting side note about Ridgid is, and I get this from the guy on the Den of Tools website. So if I'm wrong about any of this, blame him. But anyway, Ridgid is owned by a company called TTI. Now I'm going to read off some names of some different companies that this TTI owns. You'll probably recognize quite a few of them. Milwaukee, Ryobi, Homelight, Hart, which is sold by Walmart, vacuum cleaners like Hoover, Auric, and Dirt Devil. And then there are a few obscure brands that you probably have never heard of, and one of them is AEG. Now AEG is a power tool company that sells predominantly in Australia. So I don't know what AEG stands for. Maybe it's the noise an Australian person makes when a koala bites them on the butt. But if you go to the AEG website and look at their tools, they're basically Ridgid with AEG printed on the side of them. They're virtually the same. You look at the batteries and some of the rest, they're almost identical. So where Ridgid is pretty much the United States brand, AEG is for Australia. Alright, so let's get into opening this thing up. Oh, we got tape. Require sharp, cutty things. Come on. There we go. All right. So what do we get in the Ridgid box? Oh, one thing I wanted to point out, when I got this delivered to me today, this was a hole. And I'm hoping nothing's broken. Let's, before we take out, let's, okay, so you got a 2-speed switch. I don't know if you can see that. You got a 2-speed switch, so you can whack your weed slowly or fast, whatever your taste may be. The line reloads in under 60 seconds, it says. An adjustable to 12 to 14 inch cutting swath. Let's see, specifications, fine print. 18 volt, saying no load speed. Low speed is, let's see, I don't know what the heck that says. 0 to 5.200/min RPM, and high is 0 to 6.200/min RPM. Whatever the heck that means. Line size is 0.095 and weighs 7.91 pounds, just under 8 pounds. So there you go. Alright, that's all the important stupid stuff. Let's get this thing out of here. Alright, so what we have here is the trimmer head. Bump to advance, and I will have to read the directions to figure out exactly how that works, how that trimmer head works. Oh boy. Alright, so here we have a plastic bag. Ooh. And it has forward handle, some kind of a little winding. I'm assuming this is what you use to wind the line into the head. Instruction manual? Nope, just advertising for what they got. But it comes with this little pin. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say the pin goes in here somewhere. Now, one thing I've noticed that I like, and I'm thinking that this is what this is. It's a little screw, and you take the screw out and you can put grease inside there. So many of the tools coming today are coming without the ability to put grease inside them, and that's kind of refreshing to see that this type of a machine would come with greasable head. That's good. Cool. All right. Instructions. More instructions. More instructions. All right. I will read this later, because I do actually read owner's manuals on these things, just so that I don't screw something up. And okay, there we go. We have the guard that goes here, like that. No, like that. All right. So there's all that good stuff. I'm gonna try to keep this one short for today, as short as I possibly can. I will do the unboxing today, and then tomorrow maybe I'll do I'll show you how it actually works. All right, so here's the it's lightweight. Of course, it's going to be heavier with the battery on it. Little trigger lock, keep you from starting it. That's nice. You don't have to hold down a whole bunch of buttons. You just got to flip that little trigger lock up and then pull the trigger. High-low speed. So see, it says it's 1 and 2. And it has this coupler. Now, what I'm interested to find out, but I'm going to do this first. Yeah, I know, I said I'd read the directions, but yeah. So, let's see what happens if I do this. Ooh. All right. Now, one of the main reasons why I bought this thing is because it has this head on it. And obviously what it's supposed to do is this slips in here and gets locked into place. But theoretically, you can put other tools attachments. And I just so happen to have my hedge trimmer attachment handy. Okay, I didn't happen to have it. I went and got it earlier. I lied. That off. I want to see what's going to happen when I try to plug this in. Alright, that's locked in. And then we tighten the little bolt, nut thingy here. This is loose. That's kind of weird. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Alright, so let's see what happens. Look at that. Oh, this, and I got other attachments too. And I will play with those tomorrow. Or hopefully tomorrow. But that is going to work good. I've got a pole saw and I've got a tiller, I guess. And I imagine the tiller is going to be the thing that's really going to tax this to see if that's going to work. I'm not so certain if that's going to. But all right, so that doesn't come off, but it does rotate. You can line up the little pins. So let's say, for example, you want to edge instead of you know, you can tip the whole thing sideways and you can edge with it. So that allows you to do that. All right, so I see why now this is loose. Although actually it would have been better if they just left it like that and fixed it in place. I'm not sure why they didn't do that, but it won't come off. That's loosened up all the way. I can't pull it off, so that's going to stay there. Time will tell whether I like it or not. But for now, I'm impressed. I mean, I've always been impressed with Ridgid anyway. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like them. I bought a Ridgid battery-operated drill oh God, I don't know how long ago. Over 20 years, I'll bet you. And that drill, I just burnt it out. And I have a sneaking suspicion I know the reason why I burnt it out. And that was because 20 years ago, they didn't have these lithium-ion batteries. They had regular, what they call those, nickel cadmium. Yeah. Well, the battery that I got, or batteries that I got with that drill, were dead. And you know, nickel cadmium, those things, once they're gone, they're gone. So I went and bought some lithium batteries, and I've been using them in that drill. And I have a sneaking suspicion that lithium batteries were just simply too much battery for that tool. And so over the years, eventually I burned it out. I just burned it out the other day. But I bought this last winter, I think it was. Yeah, with a hammer drill. And so far, I mean, I've got one of these. I've got a regular corded drill from Ridgid. I've got a corded circular saw. And quite honestly, I love the Ridgid brand. I don't have a problem with it. I know there's people out there that do. If you go on to, especially that Den of Tools site guy, I don't know whether he just doesn't like it. He keeps saying over and over and over again that Ridgid is on its way out, that they're going to get rid of it. Well, if they were going to get rid of it, why would they continue to introduce new stuff? I'd be anxious to try out their chainsaw. I think that would be pretty neat. Oh, quick note. I think before I end this video, this is a tool only. You go to the AEG website and they'll offer them up with the batteries, but you can't buy them here. Currently, they're only offering these in America. The Weed Whacker comes in a tool only. Now, if you buy the chainsaw, you can get it with the charger and a battery. But they don't offer that in the trimmer. I don't know why, but maybe they will. And again, if you go to that AEG website, you will see that there are. Let me hang on a second here. Oh, switch here. Hello. You will see on the AEG websites that they have a lot of other stuff. They even have like push lawnmowers. And so I'm kind of wondering is if maybe at some point Ridgid or well, TTI, the company that owns both AEG and Ridgid, they might not bring out a Ridgid branded lawnmower. I'd love to see that. I really would. And I'd like to see him go even further than that. I'd like to see him go with maybe a riding lawnmower, a battery powered riding. Now, obviously, you're not going to get away with, running. Excuse me. This kind of a battery. I mean, you'd have to have for a riding lawnmower. You'd have an 18-volt battery. You'd have to have like 20 of these things to make a riding lawnmower. But go ahead, make a riding lawnmower with bigger batteries, similar to like what the Egos or the Ryobis do. And there you go. TTI owns Ryobi. Let's have some crossover here. Let's give Ryobi a run for its money and make a Ridgid brand riding lawnmower and a zero turn. Now, did I switch over to this battery-powered Weed Whacker just because I felt like switching over to a battery-powered Weed Whacker? No. No, let me rephrase that. Did I switch over because I'm some kind of an eco-warrior? No. I've got all kinds of other fossil fuel-powered devices around here. I bought this because I'm sick and damn tired of taking my machines and having to have the damn car. Everybody screw on your tinfoil hat for a second. I honestly think they put something in the gasoline besides ethanol that is gumming these things up. And I purposely go all the way up to New Hampshire, up to a place called Coolix in Winchester. And I buy their ethanol-free 92, 95, whatever the heck it is, octane gas. On purpose. Because it has no ethanol in it. And yet my stuff still gums up. The Husqvarna weed whacker is in the shop. My Honda-powered pressure washer in the shop. I've got a El Cheapo Troy-built blower, backpack blower, sitting over in the corner over here. One of these days I'm going to get it up on the bench here and I'm going to try to pull it apart. I've had it to somebody once before. They replaced the carburetor. It ran great for a while and then nothing. I'm really getting sick and tired. Oh, and my lawnmower, my little push lawnmower, same thing. You know, I've had to have it over to the shop to have it pulled apart. They had to put a new carburetor on it. Something is gumming up these carburetors. They're putting something besides ethanol in the fuel, because I'm, like I say, I'm buying the non-ethanol fuel, and yet it is still gumming up the carburetors. I don't know what it is. All I know is I'm getting damn sick and tired of it. So we're going to give this electric one a try and see how that works. And if things go well, maybe I'll pick up their chainsaw. I really don't need it, but why not? So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you in a couple of days with when I figure this thing out all totally and get it up and running, and I can put it through its paces. Try cutting a limb down with a pole saw. Try tilling with it, and obviously doing the hedges and the weed whacking that needs to be done around here. So have a good one.